Hi, this is Cheyenne Valentine, here today again with a new episode. In today's episode, I want to kind of change it up and talk about something that is a little bit different. I usually talk more about social issues or pretty much, anything that comes to mind, but I've been doing videos about Black Lives Matters and about relationships in the black community and just different stuff, but we're going to change it up a little bit today. This is kind of an interesting, kind of funny video. But I'm very serious about what I'm about to say. Fellas, can you please stop going to the club to try to pick up loose women? And when I say loose women, I mean women who are trying to have sex. Okay, so I would have put sex in my title, but YouTube I had a video called No Sex Before Marriage, and they took the video down, so I can't have any titles with the word sex in it. So I have to figure out another creative way to title my videos, because I don't like to be oblivious in my titles. I like to write the title based upon what the video is about. So if the video is about sex, I want to put sex in the title. It's not to get people just to click on it. I just want people to click on the video based upon the title if they're interested in the title. So if I'm talking about sex, that's what I want to put in the title. But anyway, I can't do that anymore. Anywho, fellas, can you please stop going to the club to pick up loose women? I'm gonna tell you why. So my birthday was yesterday, August 13th. Now this video might get uploaded, I don't know when, but anyway, so I'm kind of recuperating. I went out to eat with my boyfriend, and then we went to a club. So anywho, his friend is a bouncer at the club, and we got in for free. And the club has 3 levels. It's called Taps and Dolls, and it has 3 levels. The basement was like an arcade. It was very bad down there. It was very dingy and dark and ill. But then it had it had 3 floors plus the basement, so almost like 4 floors. So the first floor, is the bar. It was playing like country music, not really my thing. And then the second floor and the third floor was where it really was popping, and that's where it's quite big. It had about 3 or 4 different actual dance areas where you can dance at. I don't know what you want to call it, that were big. And literally one had a stage, an actual stage with dancers. These could have been ex-strippers, or I don't know, but they had on one girl had on, all the girls had on Daisy Dukes with like a bra. Literally that was it, or like a halter top, but mainly their stomach was out, so pretty much they had on a bra and some Daisy Dukes, and they were dancing the whole time. So these women were up there dancing for about 2 to 3 hours. They was dancing for about 3 to 4 hours. And so so they had about 2 of the dance areas had a stage. So literally we got there, and it wasn't as many people when we first got there, but then it became packed wall to wall. I danced so much I literally was sweating. I had to come straight home and take a shower. My hair, I have natural hair, and it shrunk up to a nice big afro, which was really cute. I mean, it was stretched out when I got there, but the humidity and the sweat shrunk it up to this huge afro, which was really cute. And anyway, I look nice. I like to look nice when I go out. And so let me get to the point. So we're on the dance floor. It's packed wall to wall. It was so packed I had to leave. I had to tell my boyfriend, let's leave and go into the hallway, because I couldn't even breathe. It was that many people, and literally wall to wall, you can't even move. And so this the crowd was multiracial, meaning it was different. What I mean multiracial, it was diverse. It was mainly whites. It was maybe 80% white, but it still had enough blacks and other races to feel like, okay, it's a diverse area. I mean, diverse club. I feel comfortable, and I can feel comfortable in an all white establishment, all Hispanic. But at the same time, I think everyone, if we can agree, feels comfortable when it's a place with a variety of people, and still a couple people that look like you, just because you don't want to be discriminated against. And unfortunately, we live in a world where you can go into the establishment and feel like, do these people like blacks? Am I welcome? So and by the way, my boyfriend's black, and his friend was black. So now let me get to the point. So it's wall to wall or whatever. Like I said, it's majority white, but it's some blacks there, some Hispanics. So a young black guy walked past, and it felt like he tried to touch me. Now, when I say touch me, like try to touch my leg, but it's like I caught his hand before he touched my leg. So I'm like, what the hell? So I seen him walk past this a white girl, and he touched like her lower back, but he made it seem as if he was trying to like, oh, excuse me, okay, when you walk past someone that's crowded, you might touch their lower back, say, oh, excuse me, and you touch their back to move, to let them know that you're behind them and you're trying to get past. That's how he made it seem. So the girl didn't go off or anything. So I peeped that. I said, okay, I think this dude is on some fuck shit. Excuse my language, I'm trying to cuss as much in my videos, but look, I'm just being me. And I don't even curse regularly, but in these videos, I just kind of want to let loose and just talk, okay? So, anywho, so then I'm dancing some more, so I'm noticing the men look very thirsty and very desperate. I could look, like some of the guys weren't dancing, and some of them were just walking through the crowd, and I made eye contact with several of them, and they looked at me, and they kept walking. They see I was there with somebody, and I can just tell the look on their face. They was looking for something. They were searching for something. So then another guy walked. Now it was 3 Hispanic guys that walked past us. Manager is really crowded, like just shoulder to shoulder. So it was just hard to even get out of the dance floor. So the guy in the front was really tall. It was one behind that was quite short, and then the one behind him was a little bit taller than the one in the middle. So if you seen him walking, you wouldn't even see the one in the middle. So the tall one walked past me, and then the short one. The short one, I swear to God, he touched my thigh. And I had on a short dress, a short fitted dress. I guess this what happens when you are tall, curvy with a short fitted dress on. I don't know, but on a short fitted dress, which most of the women there had on short fitted dresses, and he touched my thigh, and I'm not making this up. He did it. He touched my leg, and so I pushed his hand away. I said, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I was cussing at him, but he kept walking. He didn't look back because he knew what he did. And so I told my boyfriend, I said, "That bastard just touched me." I said, "I think he just touched me." And my boyfriend, he already was on high alert. So when I said that, he's like, "Who?" And he was ready to whip his ass. And I was like, "Well, babe, just calm down." I was like, I think he tried that, but I caught his hand before he did. And he's like, "Which one?" So the tall one turned back, and my boyfriend was yelling at him because he thought it was him. And I was like, "No, it's the one behind him." But the one who actually did it didn't even turn around because he knew what the fuck he did. He knew what the fuck he did. But, so this is my point. In that kind of environment where it's, wall to wall of hot, sweaty people and with the women in fitted tight dresses dancing provocatively, and the men are horny, you're gonna have some creepos that's walking around trying to grow up women. Now, the reason why I titled this video, "Men, stop going to the club looking for loose women," please stop doing that, because you're not gonna find any. Don't get me wrong, you might go to the club, and if you go every weekend, you might luck up and find someone that's willing to go home with you. But let me tell you something, fellas. Let me tell you about how the psyche is of a woman. I'm a woman, I should know. When we go to the club, we put on a nice fitted dress. We go out, whether we're by ourselves or with friends, particularly when we're not with a guy. So let's say we're going and we're single, we're out with our girls, and we're dancing. We're not there to take someone home to fuck. Now, some women are, don't get me wrong, but you would never know which one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're thinking because a woman is has on a fitted dress, is half naked, bent over her ass in the air, juking a dude, and drunk and grinding on him, that she wants to have sex. That is so far from the truth. A woman would do all that to you, leave the club, don't get your number, and go and call up a dude, a fuck friend, and fuck him before she fucks you. Because women like to sleep with men they feel comfortable with. Women, see, men, you guys just see women, most of you just see women like you guys see women as body parts. You just see a big booty, big breasts, thighs, and you get horny. Okay? It is what it is. Women don't just get horny from looking at a guy. Like, I can see a handsome guy, and I'm like, wow, he's handsome. I'm gonna tell you something. When I see a handsome guy, I think to myself, oh, he's handsome. Literally, that's it. Now, when I was single, it would be, oh, he's handsome. I wouldn't mind getting to know him. Literally, that's it. Now, if I haven't had, now, let's say I was single, and I was around a guy that was handsome. Let's say I worked with him and I was around him a lot and I hadn't had sex in a while, then I would feel a little bit more sexual energy. But it would have to be for me being around him regularly, and I find him handsome, and I'm single and we've been kind of chit-chatting, and then the sexual tension will come, and especially if I hadn't had sex in a while. But just him being handsome just wasn't good enough. So fellas, okay, so you're going to the club, some of you, and you're walking through the club and you're touching on women. And so I asked my boyfriend, I said, why would a guy just touch a random girl in the club? You can't get off. You can't get your rocks off just from touching a thigh or touching an arm. He said guys do that. He said as a way to see how she's going to react. So if he touches her thigh or her arm and she's like, oh, okay, and she starts talking to him, he knows that she's going to have sex. This is what you guys don't know. You're better off going on a dating site like Plenty of Fish and hitting up different women saying, I'm trying to have sex. And better off. That's what my ex's brother would do. He'd just go on Plenty of Fish and basically hit up girls, tell them I'm ready to have sex, email them, and he fuck, and they go and have sex. You go into the club, it's Russian roulette. You're probably not gonna leave with somebody, because first of all, the women are more likely to dance with each other than you. Now this club was mostly white girls, not mostly, but it was it was majority white, and those white girls was dancing on each other. It was two against the wall beside me and my boyfriend that was dancing on each other. Okay, like grinding and everything. Now black women a little bit different. The average black woman, what's interesting about black women is that you will have a black women who actually have sex with other women who are bisexual, but they won't let another woman touch them or dance on them at a club. So like, let's say I have 3 female black friends. It's a high possibility we won't be dancing on each other. Now when I say dancing, we might dance with each other in a sense where like no skin is touching, and not in a sexual way, just hey girl, and moving from side to side. But all that grinding on each other, black women, the average black woman does not dance like that with her female friends. They just don't do that. Okay, like I said, they would dance with each other like in a circle, but not touching each other. Or they might hold hands and kind of like go side to side. I've done that with a young lady, like kind of like when you hold each other's hands and go side to side, something like that. But it wasn't no grinding on each other. Hell no. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, when women go to the club, fellas, let me explain to you. They put on a nice dress and they go to the club to dance. We go to dance and have a good time, not to get groped, not to get bent over and fucked. Now, some women might want to do that with their man. So if, me and my man, if we want to do it, dancing on him might turn me on, and then we get in the car and we might do it in the car, or we might try to go in the bathroom at the club and do it. Actually, his friend, the bouncer, said he's gotten a couple girls' numbers and had sex with a couple girls because he's the bouncer. Or he's one of many bouncers there. And also he said it's been people who have had sex in the bathrooms there, so he's loving his job. But that's not the average woman. The average woman goes to the club. Let me tell you how women think. Like I said, she put on a nice dress, she goes out to dance and have a good time. Just dancing all night at a club makes a woman feel good. Having a couple drinks, if she drinks, and dancing, that literally is the highlight of her fucking night. Now if she sees, let's say she's at the club, she sees a guy that's handsome, she might dance with you. She could be dancing all over you. Then her intentions would be to get your number and talk to you the next day or a couple days later. That's how women think. They're not thinking, oh, I'm coming to the club to take a man home tonight and to fuck him. That's not how the average woman thinks. Some women do think like that, but see, a woman doesn't have to go to the club, fellas, to get dick. That's what you're not understanding. A woman can go out to Kroger or to Walmart on a Sunday evening, after church, and can get penis. She can go up to the dude at Walmart and say, hey, you're cute, you want to go back to the hotel and have sex with me? And he would do it. So see, women are not like, women's situation is different than you guys. So I'm gonna tell you, man, if you stop going to the club looking for loose women, because it ain't that many there. I know you think it is because you're saying these women half naked, they looking good, they grinding. No, you're just getting turned on. It's pleasure overload for you, but the club is not pleasure overload for a woman. First of all, even if it's a club full of attractive men don't be half naked any damn way. So so she's not gonna have pleasure overload. And then even if his clothes are fitting, you can see his physique. It's just, women just are programmed. We just are different. Like, if the guy looks good, she's like, oh, he's cute, let me dance with him. And you know, if she's enjoying dancing with him, then she might want to start, you know, she might end up dancing with him the whole night, and they might exchange numbers. She's not trying to take this dude home. She don't even know this dude. She wants to exchange numbers to get to know him because she finds him attractive and she enjoyed dancing with him that night. That's how women think. Those men in there were trying to grope women. Well, they were. Actually, it was an incident where this black guy, I think he grabbed this white girl's butt, and she yelled at him and pushed him away, and he pushed the hell out of her, and no dudes came to her defense or did anything, and he walked off. Okay, he should have got his ass beat. And I know how she reacted. He touched her. Because the couple tried to touch me. He touched her, and when she yelled at him and tried to cuss him out, she did cuss him out, and I think she pushed his hand away. He got mad and he pushed the shit out of her, and I asked my boyfriend if he touched her and she didn't ask to be touched, and when she pushed him away, why did he get so upset? He said because his pride was hurt, his feelings was hurt, because he came on to her and she turned him, you know, she wasn't going, and so his feelings was hurt. So fellas, please stop. Let me tell you something. You're making women feel uncomfortable. You're making it bad for yourself, because no one's going to go home with you. Okay, like I said, my boyfriend said out of 150 men that were there, maybe 3 went home with a woman at night. Okay, I remember going to a club when I was about 19 with my friend. They were my cousins. And I was dancing with a guy, juking on him. And I remember he whispered in my ear, he said, I bet you can't do that for real. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, like, for like having sex, like that's okay, fellas. I know you're going to the club to look for sex. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing it. If you can't handle going to a club, being around a bunch of attractive half-naked women and not wanting to take one home that night and fuck, then you need to just stop going. You need to be able to control yourself, because touching on women, like I asked my boyfriend, I said, if I was single and I went to the club with what I had on and the way that I look, and let's say I didn't even have friends with me, I just went by myself, I wanted to get out and have a good time, I said, what you think would happen? I said, would I have had to have mace with me? He said, yeah. He said, the guys would try to fill on you. He said, shit would have got ugly. He said, yeah, you would have had to have some mace on you. Like, for real. Like, please stop doing that, because my boyfriend was having a good time, but then he seemed to stop having a good time, and I asked him what was wrong. He said, because, he said he loved going out to the club, but the problem with bringing your girlfriend is that you got to be on guard and worrying about if another guy is going to try to, disrespect you. And he said that's the most disrespectful thing you can do to a man, is basically try to fill on this girl or try to talk to her, while you see her dancing with somebody. And my boyfriend was against the wall, and I was in front of him, kind of like grinding on him. And this black guy, he was in a group of with a couple white dudes, and he was juking on this white girl. And he looked over at me. He's like, he said, I like your hair. And I was like, thank you, I like yours too. And then he went on to juking on the white girl. But it was cool for the compliment. But it's like, you see I'm with somebody, why even compliment? Why even try to say any fucking thing to me? Because it could be misconstrued, like I said. But yeah, everybody, like, that makes, you men, not you, if you're not like this, but I'm saying men who go to the club and disrespect women by filling on them in hopes that she's going to want to fuck, think again. Women don't go to the club for that. A woman might say, I want to go to the club to meet some men. See, women are going to meet somebody or to just dance. But mainly the woman's mainly going to dance and have a good time. And she's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because she might meet a great guy, but she's probably not going to meet a great guy at the club, because the men are at the club strictly to get fucked, to take a woman home. And no one's trying to fuck you out, after the club. Some men, get lucky if they go every day and they're really aggressive, but if you really want to just get fucked, you're better off just getting a prostitute. You're better off just going to a strip club and just proposition the broad. So you men want to go to the club and get easy vagina, because you feel like, okay, these women are already drunk, they're already horny because they're dancing all provocatively, they're half naked, so I'm horny, and you figure, okay, I don't have to pay for pussy. Like, once she leave the club, she's horny, she's ready to get down, I don't have to pay for it. No, you're gonna have to pay when it comes to women, you're gonna have to come out of money regardless, whether that's taking her out on dates, or if you just want straight sex, proposition her with money, you're gonna have to come out of some money. So if you just want to get fucked that day, fellas, don't go to the club. Strictly go to the strip club and proposition a stripper, or just fuck it, don't even disrespect them like that. Just full blown call up an escort service and get a prostitute. or drive around the street and pick up a prostitute. Find one that's walking, or call an escort service and just get a prostitute, or just straight up a proposition a woman and say, don't take it offensively, but I'm horny, how much would it cost? Just do it like that, because you're going to the club disrespecting innocent women who are just trying to have a good time, and some of them are with their men, and disrespecting their men by walking past and trying to touch her leg or her arm, or getting all behind a woman you don't know, juking on and being aggressive, and then expecting these women to go home with you. Women don't go to the club to fuck. They really don't. The average women don't. Some do. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of them don't. They're just there to have a good time. And I want to say this one thing to them and get off. A lot of you men go after the most attractive women in the club, because at the club is so many attractive women there with tight dresses on and they look good, and that's prime for the picking. But it was this one lady, she was a black lady, she was standing against the wall, and I shouldn't even say her race because it was irrelevant, but my boyfriend said she wasn't the cutest thing. I think she had a little weight on her or whatever, a little bit older, and that's not saying just because she's older and have weight on her that she's ugly, but I'm saying from his standpoint and from his perspective, she was not attractive, and she didn't even dance. And I noticed, I'm like, why is she even here? She was just standing there by herself. And he was like, he said, while the fellas are going, he said she didn't stand a chance because there was so many attractive women there with tight dresses on. He said, so all the men gonna go and flock to those women. He said, but he said really she was the one that they should have went after. He said because she might have low self-esteem. That's what he said. And he said she probably needed some attention. He said, so if a man went up to her and bought her a couple drinks and got to talking to her, he said that if he had did that, then he might could actually been able to take her home and have sex with her. But see, men are visual, so they're gonna go after the most attractive women, and the most attractive women at the club, fellas, are not trying to go home and fuck. They probably they can get any man they want. When they go out on a regular day, they can get a man. They don't have to come to the club. Women don't have to come to the club and get dick, fellas. We're there just to have a good time. So if you're horny, fellas, I'm gonna end it with this. If you're horny, fellas, don't go to the club. Go to the club strictly to have a good time, and if you wanna meet some women, get some numbers, do that. But don't expect pussy afterwards. And if you are just that horny, please don't go. Don't even do that to your fucking self, okay? Because you're just gonna go strictly to have a good time and dance. Don't even drink, because if drinking causes you to act a fool or to get more sexual, try not to drink and just go and dance and have a good time and just and feel good to just be in the company of it. And feel good to be in the company of other people that are having a good time. And if you see a couple women you find attractive, ain't nothing wrong with getting to talk to a couple of them and getting their number. But don't be going there groping women, because you're gonna get slapped, okay, and get your ass beat by somebody's boyfriend. You're gonna turn women off and stop them from wanting to come to the club, and no one's going to go home and fuck you. Have a good night.